What's going on, guys? Jimmy Mahalik here, back with your second stimulus check update today for you guys. First things first is that we're starting to see new high cases of the virus. In fact, the highest levels since April. This will directly affect our second stimulus payment to Americans and will affect how quickly we get it and how much money it will be. If the government decides to not fully reopen the country as this virus keeps spreading, it's only going to lead to more people not being able to go back to work and higher likelihoods of more and more stimulus packages being passed, with the higher possibility of a monthly stimulus check going forward. And we're starting to see some states start travel bans and not letting people in or out of their state, unfortunately, because the virus keeps spreading. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut announced Wednesday that they are issuing a joint travel advisory requiring travelers from states with high virus infection rates to quarantine for 14 days. The three governors from these states were hit extremely hard by the virus and say now that they want to guard against their progress being reversed by travelers from other states. This travel advisory applies to people arriving from states with an infection rate above 10 cases per 100,000 people on a 7-day average. As of now, that means that this applies to travelers from Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, Utah, and Texas. And I was just thinking what crazy times that we live in, that you literally can't go to a state next to you because of a virus is preventing people from being able to travel. So imagine if you had family one state over and you literally can't travel to go and see them. I think that that's crazy, and if people would have told me this before this year started, I never would have imagined that anything like this could even happen this year. It's just crazy times that we live in. And if this means that businesses aren't going to be reopening and people won't be able to go back to their jobs, then it's likely we'll see the unemployment benefits extended because people will have no opportunity to even go back to work. Those $600 per week unemployment benefits that up to 40 million Americans were getting, that it's basically a $600 bonus because they get unemployment from their state also, that expires on July 31st, and there's been lots of talks of increasing that past July 31st with a lower dollar amount. They're talking maybe $300 to $450 per week instead of $600 per week. But if the country can't reopen and we start to see travel bans and businesses not be able to reopen, that just increases the likelihood of seeing more stimulus in the form of unemployment and also direct payments to Americans. It just keeps increasing the more bad news we hear about the virus. With this news, the Dow Jones stock index actually plunged over 800 points today, which is actually a lot for a one-day drop. And this is also tied in. If we start to see the stock market suffer, that just means that the Fed will step in and do even more stimulus to support businesses, and businesses support people's jobs. So all this kind of goes hand in hand with how the actual economy is doing. It's not just what lawmakers want to push, for that second stimulus package. Also, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says that the next stimulus package is likely to pass in July, which we're only about a week away from. He also goes on to say that he and the president are not inclined to shut down the economy a second time, even if there is a resurgence in the virus. He noted that in March, when businesses were ordered to close, hospitals had been overwhelmed with patients and ventilators were running low, and apparently they think that's not the case right now, or even if the virus continues to spread even more. And this is the main counterpoint to why they just haven't passed more stimulus already to the people. And they go on to say, we will want to take our time and make sure we are thoughtful. Whatever we do will be much more targeted and much more focused on jobs and bringing back jobs. Several Republican senators stood up in the meeting and urged Steve Mnuchin to be cautious in doing more deficit spending, aka stimulus, and to narrow down any aid. At the center of the debate is whether to send a second round of stimulus to low and middle income individuals to help household budgets that have suffered as the virus has forced millions of people out of jobs and caused mortgage delinquencies to reach their highest levels in nearly a decade. Trump has signaled approval for the idea, but support is mixed among congressional Republicans about whether the cost is worth it. And I don't know how they don't think the cost isn't worth it. I mean, America is made from people, and without the people, there is no America. Without people, there are no businesses because people won't be able to go and work at them. And the people are the most important. I mean, what else would be? And they're talking about low and middle income. Well, those are the people that need the stimulus the most. The high income, the high net worth, the rich people don't need a $1,200 or a $2,000 stimulus. Sometimes I wonder what these congressmen are thinking. I really wonder if they're even in touch with reality. I mean, obviously, they're not out of work. They're not one of the 40 million Americans that were out of work at one point. And if you're out of work and struggling, and there's been millions of people that didn't qualify for unemployment, they were denied. And, I just feel like these congressmen are so out of touch sometimes when it comes to average, everyday people. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, if you can, hit the like button for me down below. It really helps out my channel. Also, there's actually up to 35 million people that haven't received their first stimulus check. So if you or somebody you know hasn't received their first stimulus check yet, share this video with them or share this video on Facebook so that they can get this information to help them figure out why they haven't got their check and to get it faster. Also, this information applies for the second stimulus check coming out also. There's 13 to 18 million people who filed tax returns who are below the income thresholds outlined in the first Stimulus Act, and 7.5 million recipients of Social Security or railroad retirement benefits who do not file tax returns that haven't received their stimulus checks yet. In addition to people on SSI or veterans who do not file tax returns, and 10.7 million people who do not file tax returns and who do not receive federal government benefits. The fastest way to receive your check and for the second stimulus check coming out is to provide your bank account information to the IRS. They can direct deposit it directly into your bank account. When they issue this payment, it often takes only a few days or less to hit your bank account via direct deposit. And it's the safest way because it can't get lost in the mail like a check or a debit card directly from the IRS can, or get stolen even. If you haven't received your check and you do not file tax returns, you need to use this non-filers tool here on the official IRS website. I will link this down below in the description. If you're on a mobile phone, you'll need to click the little down arrow next to the title of this video and use this non-filers payment information tool right here. To check the status of your payment, you can use the Get My Payment tool. And also, you can also provide your bank account information so that you can receive a direct deposit from the IRS, including for the second stimulus check if they already have this on file. So I will link this official IRS government website down below in the description for you. Also over here in this top video is my video from yesterday that talks about President Donald Trump's announcement about the next stimulus package that you can watch next. And over here on this bottom video is how fast we can expect to receive the next stimulus payment. And over here, I'll link a playlist that teaches you how to start selling on Amazon. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling one product on Amazon. Thanks guys, and I will see you in the next video.